Welcome, everyone, to tonight's session of Vampire the Masquerade Beyond Armageddon. Before we begin, remember to check out the book that's coming out, written by Amalia here, Sabbat the Schism. It's really coming along nicely. Remember to check out Mark's music, also, link below. And lastly, if you're not on YouTube watching this, then there's a link below to our YouTube channel. If you are on YouTube, remember to subscribe, leave a comment, like, etc., etc. It really helps us out. Tonight we're joined by Amalia, who is playing Serena, Tony, who is playing Jack, Mark, who will be playing Titus, and Oit, who will be playing Abel. And at a later point, we may be joined by Alex, who will be playing Larry. As you all awaken, the night seems to be rather warm, rather dry as well. Unlike the recent days, it hasn't been raining all that much, which is a blessing for all of you, since the building you awaken in is somewhat lacking in maintenance. As you awaken, what do you do?
Jack will probably be checking if the ritual he recently developed is working because the inherited connection to Abyss from his clanmates, or will it work with other clan members?
Well, I would assume at first you'd check with the test subject that you chose, correct?
Wait, what?
Your first step test subject.
Yes.
Okay. So as you walk down the corridor, eventually you climb down the stairs, and going into the basement, you turn the corner to see that Cecil's room currently only has Cecil in it. Serena's bed is empty. Cecil sort of glances to the side, sees you, and as he turns to work on his to continue working on his project, he just gestures. And as you turn your head to the direction he pointed at, you see the other room in the basement with 3, maybe 4 corpses on the ground, and Serena just cleaning her hands.
Evening, doctors. Evening, Reverend.
Hello.
I wanted to check up on my research, if it worked.
Your research.
Yeah. Remember I sent you a message about words forming from shadows?
Yes. I mean, I did tell you that. I heard your message.
Yeah.
I thought I sent you that. Maybe I forgot to click the send button.
You told me that you are aware of such effects, but as I also told...
Oh, okay. What I meant is that yes, it was received, and no, it wasn't. It didn't startle me.
Very well. One more thingy. Shackles sent his best regards to Pegleg McGee. And I suppose it concerns our newest packmate.
Pegleg McGee. McGee is his surname?
I don't know. Certainly not Shackles.
No, no, no. I meant Larry's real name, surname was McGee.
I don't know that.
Well, I suppose it's best first to find out and then pass along.
Yeah. He wanted to. He wanted to see Larry in person.
Last time he wanted to see Larry in person is because he wanted his head.
Oh, that's quite fucking fun to know.
So, I mean, did he not express his murderous desires to you?
No.
I see. Serena uh does like whistle into the house, calling to the Schlachter. Her Schlachter.
In sort of a almost wholesome moment, Jack sort of hears the tapping of claws on the ground in a sort of rhythmic manner, as if a dog was running to its owner, only to be coldly reminded of the reality of the situation as the things that turn the corner are mangled human beings in
Nice.
sort of a mockery of an animal shape. And they run up to Serena and don't seem to react at all, just seem to wait.
I expect. Do they sit like I trained them to do?
Yep.
First of all, I check with them uh, if they're, they need some of my blood. Actually,
Um,
I just give all of them a bit of my blood.
yeah, even the implied suggestion that you might feed them some blood, they immediately almost get into a frenzy trying to get the blood from you.
And I have them sit, fucking, and wait. No whining.
Yeah, and after you feed each one, they sort of just start walking off.
No, 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 no. They're still the carcasses. They,
They seem to look at you and then look at the corpses.
go on. You don't want them to go bad, do you?
There's
I
sort
just
of a
let them have it.
confusion in the eyes of the creatures.
Just eat.
Do you
As
want me
soon as you
to?
say that, the three of them jump on the corpses.
Well, that like Siri just like does this. Like, well, that's just like always good when it's self cleaning.
You should probably dominate the shit out of them.
Hmm? Why they're lobotomized.
Just more efficient.
Um, no, no. The look. For example, if you look somebody in the eye and speak to them, let's say in Chinese, and they don't speak Chinese, and you dominate them, will anything happen? No. Same shit here. They're lobotomized, so they're essentially about the intelligence of a German Shepherd. They understand commands, and dominating them is not going to make them understand commands better. Now, when I telepathically instruct them what to do, they understand a lot better. Plus, they're obedient. Just their their language center no longer really works that well anymore because they don't need it.
As Serena sort of explaining this to you, Jack, you sort of feel a bump on your foot as a very mangled arm just lands near you. As one of the creatures just lifts his head to like catch his breath and then starts digging into the corpse again.
Again, I kick the hand back. Yep. Kelly?
Ah, right then. Are you already have you already started um
Well,
going into Santa Monica?
I let's say made a deal with Shackles about venture money,
Mm.
venture capital, if you wish. He'll start right away, but he needs me to have Larry at some location he wants.
He wanted Larry's head last time.
Yeah, this time Larry is a member of Sword.
And has that stopped untrustworthy people from being untrustworthy?
Never in my lifetime.
Well, then you need to go with Larry and ensure his safety.
Of course.
Okay. Either way, I need to go find. Serena takes out her phone and texts Abel.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
And
the text message is like, "Are you far?"
yep. And as Serena sends off that text, we cut to Abel, who. Where is Abel right now?
I assume Abel is in Hollywood.
Hmm. All right. Is by any chance Abel with Titus or on his own?
Titus is
I
with Abel.
presume.
Okay. So yeah, Abel, as you're walking in Hollywood, Titus sort of hanging around you, your phone buzzes, and you open it to see Serena asking you, um, what was the question again?
Are you far?
Are you far?
Like, give him the approximate time of driving from Hollywood to the house.
I see. Serena replies, "Well, if I'm not pulling away from your mission, then sure. I'll talk with you then. But if it's more convenient for you to stay where you are, I can give you a call."
I suppose we can drive to the house.
Yep, if you wish. Well, as you enter the van, you start making your way to the house, and Titus, what have you been feeling since you've awakened?
About fucking time we leave this shithole Hollywood. Been there for more than 2 weeks, and yeah, Titus is annoyed that Titus hasn't like punched anyone in the face during last weeks.
And as these thoughts sort of pass through your mind, uh, the the vehicle starts making its way through the streets and eventually reaches Hollywood. Sorry, it reaches the Haven. Apologies. And as it does, um, as you park the car nearby and start making your way to the house, at the top of the house, you see Larry sitting with a crow perched on his finger, and he seems to sort of be trying to talk to it here and there with a lot of struggle.
Can we overhear the conversation? Or is it too far?
It's a bit too far. He's on the roof of the building, so and it's like a 3-story manor. So yeah.
Let him have his fun then. And walk in.
I just imagine Larry sitting there and saying, "Say da da. Say da da."
And this is how you lose the things you love in the world of darkness. So, as Abel and Titus make their way in, Larry does see them, and right in the main room, Abel and Titus can see Serena, who still is with slightly stained hands, and Jack, who just noticed he has like a couple
I
of
would
blood
have
stains.
washed them already.
Okay.
I
Well,
would have washed them already.
Serena with washed hands, but still like a couple of like splatters here and there that she didn't quite get. And Jack just noticing that his nice shoes are, one of them now has like a splatter of blood from the arm that landed near him.
Hey guys. Abel, I had a question for you. So, remember my ghouls, the guy from the club?
Yeah.
So apparently he and Jesus ain't playing nicely with each other. Like, I believe I told mine to play nicely. Did you tell yours too?
Well, I assume I did. I'm not so sure if he understood what I meant by it.
Okay. I mean, if it's not a bother to you to ask him to play nicely, so that, because what's the point of them fighting with each other? They could be dealing with our. Oh, also, we should probably tell them to lay off any of Victoria's turf. Because why would
Abel was pondering over a text message that he received and looks up to you and says, "You were saying?"
Right, look, just remind Jesus that he should lay off my ghoul's territory and not fucking, like, they can fight together over territories they don't have yet and then divided, but they shouldn't be fighting with each other. Because that makes no sense. They should like, their combined influence should be expanded instead of like fighting with each other. That's a fucking waste of time. And we should also probably remind them that they should lay off any of Victoria's, the Mexican cartels.
That's a new one for me. What happened in the last 2 weeks, especially with Jesus.
What?
Oh, the thing you're discussing.
Oh no, it actually happened a longer while ago, and I promised him to look into it, but then I had other things to do, so.
Yeah, because I haven't been in contact with him for a long time since I was too busy with my own missions.
I'm talking about the ghoul from the club I made.
Ah, his name is also Jesus.
No. I'm saying that he informed me that he and Jesus have been fighting over some territory, and Jesus has been taking his territories, and I did instruct him to play nicely with Jesus, and I did ask Abel to do so. I guess Jesus did not understand that he should, not take territories from Michael or the Mexican cartel, I guess. Like, they should be dealing with other gangs, those that do not belong to us.
Fucking hell, they're your ghouls. Why can't you just order them?
Well, that's why I told Abel to go do it. Jesus is not my goal. My goal base. because his punishment would be rather creative.
I'll ask him nicely.
Just tell him that otherwise the boogeyman, me, might come and play some count how many bones he has in his foot by reassembling and putting it back together. I'm sure he will be far more obliged. And you can still be the nice one.
Talking about uncooperativeness.
Yeah.
Are you sure those guys are in following the sword? I'm talking about what's happening in Santa Monica. Basically, a shitloads of shovel heads, amateur gangrels, and whatever are just massacring in a broad nightlight and just ruining the silence of the blood, just for no fucking reason.
Cecil, you hear that?
Well, I suppose they
As-
are anarchs.
As you mentioned,
Rules are not applied to them.
Guys, do it at the same time. And also, Miguel, you have background noise.
My apologies. If it gets bad enough, I'll close the window.
No, it's actually pretty bad enough.
Okay, one
It's
moment
very
then.
distracting. I am not showing off my fucking blood drink.
Yes,
I'm
you
just
are.
enjoying it. But look at it, look at it, look at it.
Yeah.
This is totally not blood.
Grape juice.
This is the favorite Russian drink, kompot, isn't it?
It's not.
Is that better?
Yes, it is.
Okay, cool. So, Serena, as you ask Cecil if he heard anything,
No, I'm like, do you hear this? As in, like, are you listening to the conversation? Because I think this matters.
well, as you are in the main room, not the basement, eventually Cecil climbs up the stairs, still very drenched in blood, not really caring about it. He sort of just wipes one of his hands on his pants and then reaches into his pocket, takes his phone, and starts scrolling to look for something as he joins the group in conversation. What's
Titus,
this?
Titus, from the top, if you please.
Imagine it's Halloween. You go through the Hollywood and see like a large
Hollywood
bulky...
or Santa Monica?
Sorry, Santa Monica. You go through the Santa Monica and see a large bulky guy who totally looks not like a human being, beats the shit out of a lesser dude that was apparently an anarch. You see shitloads of shovel heads just piling the corpses together, and some gangrels that are just rampaging and don't care at all about the silence of the blood.
In plain human sight.
It's possible that there were people. It was chaos in Santa Monica.
I see. Well, we can definitely see that someone is also taking over Santa Monica.
Yes,
But their
yes.
tactics.
I also seen some Semites also, or at least people, or at least the ones that were affected by Semites' abilities. I've seen the marks of vicissitude modifications.
How many of the anarchs have perished?
Since I've seen a huge pile, I'd say I didn't count a lot.
Oh.
Well, they're
Maybe
they're effective. I can I'd
yes,
say.
but we need Santa Monica.
They're eliminating troops, but if they don't have any information about the leadership, it's gonna be useless. Fledglings can be embraced, replaced.
Well, problem is, it's not like no one knows that it's the net there, so to say. And it's not like Elise, their local hangout asylum, is not well known. I can't say that Jeanette exactly was the most quiet about like her usual hangouts. So they're going to burn down at least asylum or get to it quite soon. Did they get to asylum, by the way, Titus? Titus?
Miguel, did I visit the asylum during the downtime and did I check it?
We can say that you didn't. Sorry. You know they didn't reach the asylum yet.
No, apparently they didn't reach the asylum.
I see. Well, at least that's there for now.
Silence of Blood isn't.
No, it's not. But if their cleaning troops wouldn't their leaders have somebody taking care of that? But either way, maybe we should. Actually, Serena takes out her phone and does a quick search online. Miguel, I know. What is it? I can't answer the phone right now.
I know he's on the phone.
It's my family. Like, my sister called me, but I couldn't take the phone, so. Okay, so, Serena takes her phone out and she starts looking online for any recent, like, news reports in Santa Monica, as well as she does a quick search on Facebook and other social media.
Okay. Can you give me a quick, let's say, Wits computer?
Sure. Oh, wait, that's wrong.
Okay.
4 successes?
Yep. So, what specifically, like, specific information you're looking for?
First I'm checking on the news if there's like reports of something strange going on in Santa Monica, but on social media I'm basically looking for videos or something like that, basically mortals like seeing things they shouldn't have.
And doing typical mortal stuff of putting it online.
Yeah.
Well, looking through, you don't find any Silence of the Blood, anything that would affect the Silence of the Blood. You find that there were a few protests against some companies that moved in. You find that the crime rate went up a little. You find reports of like a higher number of arrests, but that's about it.
Yeah, but what about social media? Social
Nothing.
media, I was just basically Instagram,
Like
social
I said,
media.
nothing.
Okay.
So let's go over this again. Who are the Annex fighting in Santa Monica?
They're fighting each other, and also they're fighting Sabbat.
Okay. Well, I didn't find anything on the internet which incriminates, but well,
Well, if witnesses are dead, then I think they're doing their job just right.
yes. Problem is, well, witnesses are dead doesn't mean hunters are not gonna drop into town.
Wasn't Titus supposed to scout in Santa Monica?
Yep.
Well, that is
Why have we already launched an offensive then?
we haven't.
We
It's
haven't, but we are not the entirety of Sabbat in the city.
It's like Cecil said, if the Black Hand is giving out this task as a test, like whoever, we're not the only pack being tested.
Well, that would maybe
Well,
that would maybe be the reason why there's apparently a Sabbat sighting in Hollywood as well.
Yeah, by the
Oh.
way, there is also a possible Camarilla presence in Santa Monica. It kind of bothers.
Jeanette.
Well, not only. Well, you see, Titus, his last name is Crowfield, and there is not a very big but quite prominent corporation called Crowfield Arms. It's kind of extended to Santa Monica now, or at least it seems like, because there are some protests and riots about it. I've kind of did a little investigation and find out that they're investing in local businesses and partnering with one of Camarilla's corporations. It's VTract. It's the
See.
company that owns Venture Tower.
Huh. Jack,
Yeah.
maybe get some maybe get some of their businesses pushed out.
Yeah. That's kind of possible, but
Because most likely their Camarilla is worried that Therese is losing the grip, and so they're trying to make sure that even if she fails, they're gonna have somebody, like easy way to take it back over. Or this is what they planned from the beginning: have Therese send the Anarchs into Sabbat territory, have Sabbat fighting the Anarchs, both of us lose resources and time on it, and come in and take over when whoever gets left behind is weakest. So
yeah, sounds like you're all under our control, kind of stuff. Yeah.
Just to be clear here, are we also at war with the other Sabbat?
no,
Supposedly not.
So, if we do have an encounter with them, I'm not supposed to kill them, right?
of course not.
But if they're violating the silence,
Even if they're violating the silence, we're not. Look, the silence of blood. Need I remind you what the silence of blood means? Silence of blood means that anybody who's not blooded and is exposed to our existence and is not ghouled, bound, is to die. Breaking the silence of blood is not possible. It is possible to not keep the silence. So it is not the same as in Camarilla. They might be, plus don't forget, there are many supernatural means of making an area of effect that keeps out mortals. I'm sure you remember the battle against the Archon. Well, not you, Jack, and not you, Larry. There wasn't any mortals around. There are ways to keep mortals away and out. Our beasts are terrifying enough for that. As for making a ruse, I mean, we are in LA. Hollywood is here. It's possible to keep things under wrap. So, no, we're not meant to fight them. If we do see that their actions cause breaking of the silence of blood, that is a reason to remind them to clean up their shit. If they don't listen, to report them to the Archbishop. Because when dealing with another Sabbat member, unless they directly put the sect into danger, there is no and keep their personal business above sect benefit. They're not breaking the code of Milan. That is what we follow. So remind them to make sure that the silence of blood is kept. Make sure they survive. They're only our rivals in the sense that whoever is making those shovel heads and sending them in, they're only our rivals in the sense that we want that domain.
Like family rivalry,
Yes.
not ripping each other's throats.
Yes. Either way, we're not meant to rip each other's throats. We have a way to sort our differences. Monomathy.
Still, the fastest way to get venture capital out of Santa Monica is gonna be shackles or other Nosferatu you can probably offer. But shackles,
I don't think that Nosferatu are too fond of me at the moment.
what they don't see won't harm them.
Either way, what about Chuckles?
Yeah, but
Chuck.
shackles, as you told me,
Chuck.
was Larry's head.
Well, he wanted it. Not sure if he's going to do something about it right now. Either way, Doctors, do we do anything about the Nosferatu? Oh, I mean, the attacks in Santa Monica? Should we scout the area out? See how many is there left?
After Cecil puts his phone down, he pockets it and says, "We should not get distracted. Our objective is to take over Santa Monica. That means ripping that Baron from her throne. And making sure the Anarchs can't take over again. If we have people already taking care of shock troops, good for us."
We're raiding the asylum.
If we feel we are ready. I would like some more information on it. Especially on Therese. If she is indeed the one in charge, well, you don't become Baron in an Anarch territory by being weak or unprepared. And you certainly don't play both sides without doing that twice over. at least. So we need to know what we're dealing with before we move in.
Actually, I just Miguel, can you remind me? Was it that I could only track one of them at a time, like Therese or Jeanette?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I just remembered. I could probably see who's in charge right now, out of the two of them.
Go on.
Give me a sec. So Serena goes and grabs her map and puts it down in the main floor, pulling out her crystal pendant, and concentrates. Like I'm not really. So I know what happens like when the sort of like there's no pull or anything, right? Uh, so first she concentrates on Therese around Santa Monica area and tries to detect her. Do you want me to roll?
Yes, please.
Three successes to three successes and one success to interpret, but I don't need to too precise.
Mm-hmm.
I just need to see that there's like a signal.
Okay. Well, after a few moments, which one do you want to do first again?
Therese.
Therese. Okay. Well, after a few moments of letting the crystal sort of dangle in your hand, you start noticing that it does seem to sort of be pulling towards Santa Monica a little.
Mm-hmm. I just follow that trace a bit to see that like it's a signal.
Mm-hmm. How long?
Oh, just a second.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Serena had to go after the Schlacht.
Yeah, so a couple of minutes on the Therese
Mm-hmm.
trace, and once it's like I know that is her trace, I'm going to do the same thing but for Jeanette. Also give it like 5 minutes.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna do the two rolls and then I'm gonna go open the door for Leo.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So as you dangle the crystal for a few moments, you seem to follow Therese somewhere in Hollywood. And then right as you're about to stop, the crystal seems to lose Therese's presence. No matter how much you try, you can't really find Therese. You then start tracking Jeanette instead. And you find a signal also in Santa Monica. And after a few moments, you would wager that that signal is coming from the same spot Therese was in.
So because I cut off for a second, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Therese made it to Hollywood, right? Oh.
No. Santa
No.
Monica.
They're in Santa Monica.
Okay. And then it switched to Jeanette?
Yeah, so you were tracking Therese in Santa Monica, then you lost the signal somehow, and then you tried tracking Jeanette, and she's in Santa Monica as well.
Well, I just got signal on both of them. First on Therese, then on Jeanette.
This is so much trouble for just a territory.
We could just kill her.
We could, but what's stopping some other anarchs from taking over? They still have power there.
We could capture her and then replace her. Keep her around for any information we might need.
Too
From her brain.
dangerous. Too dangerous to keep alive. Malkavians are
Well,
unpredictable.
yes, and also she could always communicate with the Madness Network. Unless she's lobotomized.
At which point
And she
she's
won't
useless.
give you info.
We could create a proxy that could pretend to be Jeanette.
Yes, but we need the information she has. Either way, even creating a proxy, we would. Strauss would definitely know that Therese is not whoever's there. Most likely would also know that it's neither Jeanette or Therese.
And what will happen if you, as a Malkavian, will diablerize her?
Oh, I'll gain her powers.
I mean, you also get the information and may also like act as Therese and Jeanette.
Well,
Yes,
it's
and also
not as.
control Santa Monica.
It
I
doesn't work
mean,
that way.
Hmm.
And it's too
Either
dangerous.
way.
She's not gonna diablerize anyone.
you can break their minds first.
Not in a fucking hurry. Or probably.
I have means of making someone's wills weak.
No means no.
Elder blood should not go to waste.
And thus someone else should do the deed, not you.
Someone
we-
else cannot drink a Malkavian and walk away scot-free. They will get attached to the Madness Network.
Cecil basically, he for once like straightens his back and just starts walking towards Serena, kind of invading her personal space a little.
Serena doesn't blink.
Cecil just looks down at her and says, "No,
Yes, she is my target.
no."
Can't we have more Malkavians to ourselves? One of them is not really pro Strauss.
Yes, she is my target.
You will not diablerize her.
I will.
As soon as, like, both of you are looking into each other's eyes, Cecil just says, "You will not diablerize either Therese or Jeanette Vorman." And I'm going to roll something.
Ooh.
Do I roll something in response?
Well, it's
To
just
resist
the difficulty. So let's see.
Miguel will roll something and you can just roll over.
Pretty much.
It is
Okay.
closer to
And
Armageddon Maker Kane.
what's your current willpower?
7.
7? Okay. So yeah, so Serena, you at first you feel quite reluctant to follow the instruction, but as soon as Cecil speaks these words, it's almost like you don't really have like it's almost like you have this presence over you, and you feel like you don't really have a choice but follow the command.
Again,
Murderous
putting
silence.
Diablerie to the side, can't we have Jeanette as our agent?
She's not going to.
But she's not going to Strauss either, so
We don't know if she's decided to switch sides. We don't know anything. By the way, do I realize that he just dominated me?
Yes.
Obviously I
You
do.
you
Certainly
know.
fucking look like-
So anyone who wouldn't know that dominate is a thing, they might like justify it in their minds. If you know what dominate is, you can either make the educated assumption, or, in your case, since you have been dominated before, you definitely know what this power feels like. So yeah, you know exactly what he just did.
Serena's gonna stay for a bit, and then she's just going to go downstairs
Well,
after like rubbing her fucking forehead.
there is another way of solving these things. Penny Beth, anyone knows of her location, because that may also be a possible proxy for us, especially if like anarchs will likely to follow her if she'll manage to like get rid of Janet.
She does have a reputation. It would be easier for her to take over. Is she loyal to the Sabbat? Eventually. You'd have to be turned. I don't know if she would be open to the opportunity.
we can ask Abrams if he can organize a chat with her. He's neutral enough.
He's an anarch. He may present himself as neutral, but if push comes to shove, don't assume that he won't charge in to rescue other anarchs, especially if he feels his territory will eventually be taken over as well.
Well, technically, she's Cam as well.
Who?
Well, technically, we all are Camarilla because they said so, but who fucking cares?
None of us are liars. We work with a common goal of destroying the antediluvians and freeing our souls from the elders. Camarilla works against us. The anarchs are close to a true realization, but they're short-sighted as well. Either way, I think we should find our proxy, either do the same thing Strauss did, put an anarch who works for us on the throne there, or burn Santa Monica to the ground and rule over the ashes. Either of those tactics will have a big problem attached to it.
Scorched Earth won't yield much result, but yeah.
It'll give us one thing we definitely need. It'll give us a domain to rule over, and a title that we can use.
Well, for adoption will likely attract hunters.
Indeed it will.
Well, there are plenty of ambitious anarchs in Hollywood. Maybe we can use one of them.
Ambitious.
Well, both Lipa.
Ambitious, yes, but
Potent.
and loyal. That's what we need.
Well, according to Serena, our best bet is Pennybath or Diablerie, which I'm not really
Pennybath it
fond
is.
of right now. Should I call Abrams or just?
First,
Find her.
fetch Serena.
Sure thing.
If they haven't relocated yet, then both Penny Bet and Lita Cash should be in northern parts of Hollywood.
Abel, have
Isn't it
you
Touch
made
too
any
close to
progress?
Griffith Park.
Sorry? Could you repeat?
Isn't Northern Hollywood touch too close to Griffith Park?
Perhaps that's the reason they're there. I think that the best move right now would be to remove some of Jeanette's power while we train a proxy to be loyal to us, either through blood, indoctrination, whatever means we need to. We may just be fighting a new antagonized sect that serves the antediluvians, so making sure that we have our bases covered within our own sect is also a priority. We need that territory as soon as possible, and time is running out if more people are trying to do that as well.
That's why I'll probably should contact Chuck about meeting with Larry, but I would dearly love someone to cover me up. I can't see invisible, and strength in number and shit.
I might be able to spare the time.
Would be greatly appreciated, Doctors.
Of course, just fetch Serena for now. I have a mission for her.
Yeah, I'll go to the basement.
Yep. As you go down the stairs, eventually you turn the corner and you see Serena simply on her bed with her legs crossed, eyes closed, and she seems to be focusing.
Knock knock.
What is it?
Doctors wanted you up there. He has a mission for you.
I'll come up when I'm done with my meditation.
Sure. And
I assume I'm
Alexa?
still like busy activating this, right? Miguel.
Yes, it does take a while to activate this power, so yes.
Before you go,
Mhm.
of course, he could come here and use dominate on me again to steamroll over my will. But I suppose with my eyes closed, it's going to be a bit hard for him. You may pass along my words exactly as I said them. She seems very fucking displeased.
I'll make sure.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. I'm, on the other hand, he's a fucking user of dominant. So, no fucking problem for me in that.
Okay, well, as Jack returns to the group, eventually Cecil, well, let's go back in time a little. As Jack leaves the group, Cecil turns to both Abel and Titus, and I'm not sure if Larry is in there as well, but up to Larry if he wants to join up.
Nah, Larry's not there. Larry's
Okay,
on the
well.
roof.
Cecil turns to Abel and Titus and says, Titus, I'm going to need you to swap your priorities. We need Hollywood to be kept unaware of what we are trying to achieve. But we also need Penny. So I want you to work with Abel. Either capture her or make sure we have easy access to her if we need to implant some memories or commands.
So 2 of us are going to Hollywood.
Up to you how you proceed. The objective is very simple. Make sure Penny Beth is made loyal, one way or another.
Okay.
I have an opportunity to infiltrate Penny Beth's inner circle, or just a circle, I presume.
Go on.
But they want me to deliver to them someone who they presume to be a Sabbat spy spotted in Hollywood.
Who?
Don't know. Just have the general description. Some woman who's been parkouring all over Hollywood. And
Cecil just
escaping them.
as Abel continues with the description, Cecil slowly tilts his head forward and just looks at Abel.
I already asked her. She said it wasn't her.
After a moment of just processing the information, Cecil says, I'll bring a decoy to you. You can take it instead. I'll handle it. If it gets you closer to Pennybeth, that's what matters. And at this point, Jack returns to the group.
Yeah, and I repeat word to word what Serena said, that she'll be back whenever she's done, or Euductus may come down there and...
Even before you finish the sentence, Cecil just walks past you and starts heading down the stairs.
Well, guys, she said that.
Serena sitting in her fucking fairy corner, like this, meditating harass and putting the Cage of Secrets on.
So as Cecil passes by you, he sort of just says, to the three of you, Fetch Larry, start making some progress on the mission. We need Santa Monica.
Yes.
And as he starts heading down the stairs, the door slams behind him, and yeah, we'll stay with your group while I send a few private messages.
Yeah. It's the moment I'm thankful for to not having prospects. Let's go, my merry fellas.
Are we not gonna our pieces, Miguel?
Have any of you seen Larry? Guys? Brethren!
Have you guys fallen down the
Abel is
toilet?
aggressively texting.
Of course.
My fucking god, I felt like...
What about you, Titus?
I felt like
It's like
fallen back.
everyone fell down the fucking toilet.
They're all, everybody is just like, like at the door listening in.
Like,
I'm not. I'm not. I know some ass whooping when it comes down. You forget who my fucking grandsire is.
Well, me and Abel are probably going to the Hollywood.
Have you seen Larry?
Nope.
Ah, shit.
Check the walls. Probably phasing again.
Let's check the fucking roof. I'll walk out. Look on the roof. Is Larry still there? Larry?
He is indeed.
Time to fucking move. We had a long fucking night tonight.
He doesn't see you.
You wanna play like that, motherfucker? Okay. I'll just create a fucking patch of darkness on the roof. Just general direction, not... Just so it can touch you. Just so you feel cold.
Larry looks down at you.
Get down
What?
here!
Larry will let go of his crow, tell it to fly away, and jump down near you, making a little earthquake.
Yeah. You'll have to work a bit on superhero landing, bruh.
What do you mean?
Nothing. Just intrusive fucking thoughts. So, Abel and Titus are going to Northern Hollywood, and we are probably going to East LA once again.
Why?
Because I made a deal regarding some venture capital, and having a talk with you was part of the deal. Not me with you, the guy. You. But
Who
worry
did
not.
you strike a deal with?
Chuck. But worry not.
Chuckles.
Yes. Precisely. Worry not. I'll
Okay.
cover your ass, and Ductus will probably
I
come with us.
am not afraid of him.
You sure about that? Because from what Serena told me, he tried to fucking kill you back in the day.
I
That's
do
not
not
stuff what I said.
know. You're not there.
Yeah.
I do not know, but I am not afraid of anyone.
Bravo. Let's keep the attitude and wait for our beloved doctors to get out of here.
Do you
Out of
want
there.
to ride?
It's a rather populated area, so probably... How much do you think you weigh? Like 200 kilos, 300 kilos?
I can fly you there.
Yes, but you can't fly Silence of the Blood with you.
What do you
Or-
mean?
I mean, not giving our existence away to mortals. Unless they die after that, or they are bound to you in any way, shape, or form.
Yes.
If you can turn
Okay.
invisible, you are free to fly there.
I can become a chameleon of sorts and blend with the background.
Let me guess. Need to be stone.
No, I can make appearance of a dark sky. That's how I stay invisible to those watching.
You mean like
from
that? And
below.
I blink into obfuscate for a second.
No. mimic some stars. If you watch from below, you will not notice my shape flying by.
But it's kind of big ass fucking church with a lot of people. Unless Chuck wants me to meet him somewhere else.
If you want to fly fast, I can help you. If you want, you can get there by yourself.
Let's wait. Let's wait for doctors, and we can decide.
Risky.
He's in the basement having a lovely chat with Serena.
I see.
So yeah, wanna smoke?
What is this?
Cigarettes, bad for you, but you're already dead, so like doesn't even matter at this point.
Larry will wait for a second and then take a smoke from your hand.
Yeah,
He's looking like a fucking
it is.
nut and
Yeah, it's basically like you're holding half a toothpick between your claws, and it's kind of comical. And we leave this comical situation to join Cecil a few moments prior as he slams the door and heads down the stairs. He enters the room to see Serena sitting and just meditating. And then Cecil simply says, "Are you going to work with the sword, or are you going to fight your ductus?"
I am loyal to the sword, but it seems that I cannot trust you not to violate my fucking mind. So first, I'm going to put up defenses, and then you can tell me. Oh, and in the meanwhile, you can tell me what's my task.
And it seems that I can't trust an addict to keep her fangs away from necks she shouldn't bite.
I have been keeping my fangs away from many necks I wish to bite.
If you
Therese,
wish to make use of blood from an ancient Malkavian, give it to a new Malkavian, a higher generation one, not one who's acquired so much power this diablerie would go nowhere.
he is a bit stronger than me, and that will be a safe diablerie.
Cecil basically takes a few steps forward, taking a deep breath, and then just grabs Serena by the hair and starts lifting her off the bed. And he says, "You're going to do exactly as I instruct, or things will go poorly for you."
Did I finish activating my Code of Secrets, or is it still?
Yes, we'll say that you did.
So, Serena like opens her eyes and just like. Do you honestly think that treating me like a fucking fledgling is gonna get me to play nicely?
I'm not treating you like a fledgling. I'm treating you like an addict. You can't seem to control yourself. I tell you that you are not going to diablerize Therese or Jeanette, and apparently that's tantamount to me denying you the same as any other diablerie.
No, denying me any other diablerie would be okay. This one, I've been planning ever since she messed with my head.
Which is exactly why you shouldn't diablerize her. Do you have any idea how much that particular woman can mess with your head if you try that?
I have means of breaking a mind first.
which you won't get to use if she breaks yours.
Not gonna use hers if her mouth is fused shut.
You don't know that.
Or if she's
I'm
lobotomized.
looking out for you.
No, you've been forbidding me from doing anything that would put me remotely in danger.
Would you like to know why?
Serena purses her lips and like, go on.
Cecil just lets you fall on the bed, takes his phone out, scrolls through a few messages, and then shows you. And you see texts exchanged by a random phone number, and they seem to speak of recent rumors that have been happening within the Camarilla. And one of the texts, the one that takes up the most space, clearly the focus that Cecil wanted you to notice, is that a blood hunt has been announced on Iris Amling within LA.
Iris Samling, huh? Why would they not use the proper name then?
Because maybe the person who announced that you were in town is expecting to get something out of it. Blackmail, for example. All they need to do is mention that you are Iris, and the entire city falls on your head. So, you stay inside, away from anyone who can read your mind. You don't diablerize people who might get away from the attempt. And tell the entire city where you are and what you look like. You don't get near people who can track you back here.
How many? Yes, but Abel is on the red list.
He is. He also knows how to keep a low profile and not stalk Hollywood.
I mean, you told me to stalk him.
I told you to follow him quietly. There are reports of someone jumping between rooftops and being chased by anarchs multiple
I
times.
wasn't chased by anyone. Well, that was a long time ago when they chased me.
The point being, you're putting yourself in danger. I'm trying to help you. If you don't listen to me, I'll make you listen. For your own good. I've lost too many packmates already. Don't make me lose more.
I get it, but I can't be kept locked away forever. Because that's not acting in the sword's best interests, is it?
Then I'll give you missions you can handle without putting yourself in danger.
Look, aren't you a tasty hunt subject for the Camarilla?
I am, which is why I don't leave. That's why I sent all of you in missions, and apparently you've joined my club now. Do what I tell you. It's for your own good. And as he turns around to leave, he sort of turns his head and just adds, also, be sure to flesh shape someone who, well, flesh shape any woman to look like you and then bring them to the usual test room. I'm planning to make a decoy.
Okay. Should she look like sorta similar to me?
Yes. The previous you. Iris.
I see.
And I apologize for what I did. And then he just leaves.
Serena just stares at him, at where he was, just like, because like the first thing she thought, but like her like what she controlled was like, usually people start with an apology, but I guess Cecil ends with an apology. Okay.
Does he apologize?
I mean, yeah, I know.
And we now rejoin the group outside as Larry takes a drag out of the cigarette and basically tastes like nothing. Basically feels like
Man.
breathing air
Man.
for you.
Man, you can't imagine. Larry doesn't take the drag out of the cigarette. He tries to. He sort of treats it like a candy.
Oh,
He
so
puts
yeah.
it in his mouth and eats. He has never seen anybody smoke, to be honest.
Yeah, that's not actually what you do with that, but you do you, boo.
How does it taste, Miguel?
Like ash.
It tastes fucking bitter. But honestly, not so bitter that you couldn't do it again. It's just more like it would be unpleasant.
I just spit it out on the floor and look at Jack. How the fuck do you eat it?
You don't. You smoke it. I like that. And yeah, he shows him how people usually smoke. By the way, smoking is bad, kids. Don't fucking do that.
Yes,
Says
out of
Tony,
character, we are not
weeping
endorsing
profoundly.
any smoking. Don't teach your local gargoyle how to smoke. It's very bad for their lungs. And don't do it yourself. It's also bad for your lungs, despite what you might
Super
believe.
hilarious,
Anyway.
considering. Super hilarious, considering what I'm doing right now.
That's why your camera's off. Anyway. So,
What? How dare you?
as
It's
you
often this turn.
as you have this super interesting discussion about the methodology of smoking, Cecil walks out of the house and he looks to all of you, then turns to Titus and says, what's your surname?
Crowfield.
Okay. Am I to assume you're related to whoever owns the company that just moved into Santa Monica?
Yes, my mortal shell is indeed affiliated with that company.
To what extent?
Titus was a son of a CEO of this company, but the CEO died by the hands of Titus. Then Titus went missing. So I assume that Titus' mother took the throne of this company.
Do you know who's benefiting from the company being there?
Obviously, Camarilla, since they have some investments and well, they're partnering with a company called Alvita, and I did some research, and it's owned by Vitract, which also owns Venture Tower.
Okay. One moment. And Cecil seems to turn to the side. And after focusing for a moment, he then looks to essentially empty air and just says, Crowfield Arms. Find the CEO. Find any information you can. Find out who owns her. Then bring that information to me. I'll have what we agreed on.
Sure, I will infiltrate the nearest office in.
He turns back
Santa
to the
Monica.
group and then looks to Titus and says, "Not
Sorry?
you."
Sorry.
Should Leo look into your documents?
Sorry?
Corporate takeover. Corporate takeover is the best kind of takeover.
If
Leo
you
can help with
if
that.
you can take over the company, that would actually give us a strong way to influence Santa Monica. That might actually get us the territory, to be honest. The question is, can you manage a takeover?
Long lost son of the Crawford
Oh, that's
you.
gonna be
estate
fucking
comes
nasty.
in.
Well, Titus, why did you run? Is it perhaps because the police were after you?
Not only because it's Crawfield Arms. They have security. They have actual people. Fucking hell, they're trading guns. What do you expect? They're worse than FBI.
Cecil then looks at Abel. That's why I'm not sending Titus. Regardless, if taking that company is our way in, then we should focus on that to some extent. Jack, you think you can manage a takeover?
Perhaps.
Good,
Depends on how watertight their papers are.
good. We should also find out how the Camarilla owns the company. If it's not the CEO they own, we should find who they do. Money's gotta move from that company to somewhere.
I'm typing the message to Leo. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that company? Ow.
Okay. Well, Leo essentially responds with give me a few minutes.
After some time, Serena comes out. Um, I'm off to find a person for the decoy. Given that she's going to look like Iris, do you want me to embrace her?
I suppose they would probably be able to tell if it's immortal.
And if it's a Malkavian.
Would you be able to manage a way for her derangement to be the same as yours?
I mean, I could probably try and find somebody who has that in, like, as a mortal. Uh, so, and it's not like anybody really knew what my derangement really was, because let's just say it's not really noticeable, so to say. But I could probably manage to find somebody out who fits the picture. It'll
Good.
take a bit longer.
It can take long. It just can't take too long. I'll be able to make a convincing replica and shape her mind as we need. But I'm sure you can get started on your own. I'll be helping anyone who needs my help here in the pack. Larry,
Right.
I'll need you to stay. Well, I'll need you to remain hidden for a while. I might need you to move in on someone I've been keeping an eye on. Someone who might lead us to Strauss. Can you do that? apparently Larry has become the most peaceful man on Earth.
He's been AFK for a bit.
No, he's back.
Oh,
He
okay.
said
Yeah,
he's
but-
back.
I'm back now. I didn't hear
Yeah,
what you said.
my
Can you
apologies,
repeat?
my apologies.
It's
Basically,
alright.
Cecil says, I need you to remain hidden for now. Eventually, I'll be asking you to go after someone I've been keeping an eye on. If you can manage, well, it's someone who might lead us to Strauss, or at least to one of his underlings.
I will manage.
Good. But before I do give you that information, stay hidden. If you help any of the others, try to do it from the shadows. And if you do manage to contact the sewer rats, well, just give us a heads up. I'd love to get my hands around that traitor's scrawny neck.
Okay.
Good. We all have our missions. Does anyone have any questions?
Yes, regarding the deal with Chuck.
Yeah?
Or the deal is off. Because he wanted to see Larry in person. Not on our territory.
That's up to Larry, I would assume.
I wish to go there.
Good. I'll be sure to capture one of them if they try something. Good. In that case,
Should I go to the Hollywood on the Pennybath case alone, or
you'll be working with Abel, so coordinate your efforts as you need.
okay?
Right. Everyone has their jobs. Let's get to it. And as Cecil says this, we will take a very short break. And we will be back in 10-15 minutes. See you soon.
Hey guys.